Good afternoon, my dear students. Today we are going to start a new topic, that is transportation in plants and animals, chapter 11. So already we studied that organisms need food, water and oxygen for survival, right? But how it will reach to different parts of the body, how it will reach to different cells in our body. So we need a transportation system, right, to take this food, water, oxygen to different parts of our body, right? That we will learn in this chapter. So how the nutrients are reaching different parts of our body, how the waste materials are taking and back to the kidney, how it is eliminated. So in this chapter we will learn about the transportation of different types of things like food, water and oxygen. So to transport different materials like food, water and oxygen, we need a system, right? That is known as the circulatory system. Main center part of the circulatory system is heart, and the medium for the transport of the substance is blood. So blood contains different types of cells which will help in the transport of food, water and oxygen. So first we will learn about the blood. What is its function of the blood and what all type of cells are present inside the blood. Okay. I think that all of you have seen blood, right? Our body is filled with blood. So what is its function? It will transport the food, water and oxygen to different parts of our body. Okay. So blood is a fluid which flows in the blood vessels. Blood vessels means like a tube-like structure which is we can see throughout our body. Okay, so blood is a fluid substance. It transports substance like digested food from small intestine to other parts of the body. First function is to carry the nutrients which are absorbed from the small intestine and it will transfer to different parts of the body. Second point is that it carry oxygen from the lungs to the cells of the body. Third point is that it also transport the waste for the removal from the body. Okay, so three main function of the blood is that first of all it will carry the nutrients which is absorbed from the small intestine to different parts of the body. Second one, it carries oxygen, and third one, it helps in the removal of waste materials. Okay, so now we will see what all things are present inside the blood. Okay, so blood is composed of a fluid called plasma in which different types of cells are suspended. Actually, if you are taking nowadays, we can separate plasma from the red blood cells. So if you separate the plasma alone, some patients need only plasma. So we can separate the plasma. If you separate the plasma, it will be light yellowish, like urine color will be there, no, like that only. It will not be red in color. Okay, plasma. So plasma is the medium, like water. Okay, in that we can see different types of cells. Okay, red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets we can see. So in this slide you can see a cross section of blood vessel. In that you can see cross section of blood vessel. In that you can see white blood cell which will not be in red color, white color. No color for that. Then the red color is known as the red blood cells. You can see in this slide which give red color to the blood. And one more thing is there, that is known as the platelets. Now we will see what is the function of these all things one by one. So one type of cell is known as the red blood cells. From the name itself you can see, you can understand red blood cells mean red in color. So it contains a red pigment which gives red color to the cell. That is known as the hemoglobin. Once again I am telling, the red pigment which gives red color to the cell, that is known as the hemoglobin. Okay. The hemoglobin binds with oxygen and transport it to all parts of the body. Okay, ultimately, finally it will reach the cells. So when the blood combine with oxygen and it will go to different parts of the body. So main thing, how the blood is binding with oxygen because of the presence of hemoglobin. Okay, so it will be difficult to provide oxygen effectively to all the cells of the body without hemoglobin. The presence of hemoglobin makes the blood red in color. So if you're feeling tired, suppose if you are going to see doctor, and the first doctor will check your eyes. He will check it is red or pale red in color. It is the first indication that your blood contain hemoglobin or not. Okay, so if if a doctor is feeling that this hemoglobin content is less, he will give different types of medicines to increase the amount of hemoglobin in our blood. So we should eat food which contain iron. Iron means not the iron that you see in the windows and all, not that iron. This iron is the constituent of the blood. Okay, so it can be, as we can see, iron, we can get iron from eating the gooseberry, like different types of food and all. Okay, so otherwise if after eating food also this iron content, the blood is not increasing, doctor will prescribe iron tablets. Okay, so hemoglobin is very important for a healthy human being. The next cell is the white blood cell. So as the name is white blood cell, it doesn't contain red color. Okay, pigment hemoglobin is absent in the white blood cells. Main function of the white blood cells, or we will say, is WBC, which fight against germs that may enter in our body. So suppose if you are getting any infection or sudden injury is coming, this blood will go to that place and fight against with the germs. Okay, by producing more blood cells, and it will fight against that germs. This is the white blood cells. Okay, so suddenly if you are getting any injury or any swelling, suddenly these white blood cells will come there and it will fight against, and it will try to cure. Okay, that's the function of WBC. Another important thing, that suppose if you are getting any cut in your skin and all, after 5 or 10 minutes you can feel that it's automatically it will be cured. Okay, your first blood will go more, after 5 or 10 minutes it will stop. That is because of the presence of a special type of cell that is known as the platelets. Okay, so platelets will form a clot because of the presence of some fibers in that. Now, so it is very important in our blood. If platelets count is going down, it can lead to severe bleeding. Okay, so some disease like dengue and all, one of the symptoms is bleeding, because that time when the dengue fever is coming, this platelets count will go down. So platelets count is very important. In a normal healthy person, it will be 1.50 lakhs will be there in our body. So platelets count is very important. So these are the main content in the blood. Okay, white blood cells, red blood cells, platelets. This all things, it will be like, just imagine like these all are like different color beads in a water. That water, that fluid like content is known as the plasma. Okay, so in the plasma, these all cells, white blood cells, red blood cells and platelets will be floating. Okay, it will take oxygen, food which contain different types of nutrients and waste materials from one place to another. Now we will see different types of blood vessels. Mainly there are 3 types of blood vessels. Blood vessels are the tube-like structure which take the blood from one place to another. So there are 3 types of blood vessels: artery, vein and capillary. So now we will see one by one. So I already said to you the main function of the blood, it is to carry the oxygen from lungs to tissues and transport of carbon dioxide from tissues to lungs, nutrients, hormone, waste, and these all things are transferred from one place to another through the blood. The blood is seen in the blood vessels. Okay, so there are three types: arteries, veins, and capillaries. So arteries are the blood vessels which take blood from the heart to different parts of the body, and the veins are the blood vessel which take the blood from different parts of the body to the heart. So during the inhalation of fresh supply of oxygen that fills the lungs, the oxygen has to be transported to the rest of the body, right? And also the blood pick up the waste materials including carbon dioxide from the cell. This blood has to go back to the heart for the transport to the lungs for the removal of carbon dioxide. This we already studied in last classes, right? So there are these two types of blood vessels, that is arteries and veins, play an important role for the transport of the substances. So arteries carry oxygen rich blood from the heart to all parts of the body. Okay, so the blood flow is rapid and it will be in high pressure. The arteries have thick elastic walls. And while veins are the vessels which carry carbon dioxide rich blood from all parts of the body back to the heart. The veins have thin walls and there are valves present in veins which allow blood to flow only towards the heart. And the third one you can see in this slide, capillaries. Capillaries are after these arteries and vein, it will again divide into form thin tubes. Okay, that is known as the capillaries. Thin tubes which the arteries and these vessels will again divide into form capillaries. Now I will give an activity. Place the middle and index finger of your right hand on the inner side of your left wrist. You can see in this slide has like that, just hold. Can you feel some throbbing movement, some jar like beating? Okay, why do you think there is a throbbing? This throbbing is called pulse. You can feel pulse, some beating like that. That is known as the pulse. It is due to the blood flowing in the arteries. So now count the number of pulse beats in 1 minute. Just take the watch and start from correctly one place and 1 minute. How much time your heart is beating? You check it. How many pulse beats could you count? The number of beats per minute is known as the pulse rate. So what is pulse rate? The number of beats per minute is known as pulse rate. A resting person usually have a pulse rate between 72 to 80 beats per minute. Okay, if you are running and all, this pulse rate will increase because the heart will beat fastly. Okay, so just find it out, what is your pulse rate. So once again we will revise. So just see this slide. You can see heart, then artery, vein, capillary. Okay, so the blood vessels which take blood from the heart, you can see right side, that is known as the artery, and left side that you can see from the different parts of the body the blood is coming back to the heart, that is known as the vein. Both the arteries and vein, after reaching some places, it will divide to form the capillaries. So these are the main parts. Artery which take the blood from the heart to different parts of the body, vein which take the blood from different parts of the body to the heart, and then again these blood vessels will divide into like branches, that is known as the capillaries. So in the slide you can see the difference between arteries, veins and capillaries. The arteries are thick-walled while veins are thin-walled and have valves. Capillaries, they have walls that only have one cell thick, that will be very small. Then arteries carries blood from the heart to different parts of the body, while veins carry blood from different parts of the body back to the heart, and the capillaries allow exchange of material between blood and the surrounding cells. Okay, the artery is situated very deep into the skin, and veins will be superficial on the skin, and the capillary is situated in the terminals of arteries and veins. I hope this portion is clear to you.